Hello my peach piece, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be coloring in this sketch I made. It's of my OC. Her name is Rena Jade. You guys may know her from my previous video. She was actually the character you guys had to draw for my old DTYS, and I felt like today would be the day to kind of bring you guys along the process on how I color in my sketches and how I managed to complete big illustrations like this. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into the video. So throughout this video, I'm going to be breaking my process up into different segments so that you guys can better understand what I'm sharing, and if you peeps want to skip through different parts of the video, you can. But like you guys all saw, the first segment of this video is lightly erasing your sketch. Lightly erasing your sketch is very important and is truly a crucial step in my creative process when starting a new illustration. Why? Because when you lightly erase your sketch, you literally create a layer between your graphite and your line art. That basically means whenever you ink your sketch, your graphite lines won't get in the way and or compete with your line art. Whenever I started to consistently implement this into my art process, I saw my art improve drastically. So give it a go and have a try at it. My next tip or point is to take your time. So for me, when starting a new illustration, it's normal and easy to want to get through certain parts of the illustration fast and to move on to the next, especially when it comes to line art. Don't even get me started. But if you just take your time, think thoroughly, and not rush, your outcome might come out differently. And that actually brings me to my next idea, or my next point, which is to plan ahead. So basically what I've been doing is actually thinking of color palettes before I even think about inking my sketch, which is what I'm doing right now. So I already know the colors I'm going to use for this illustration, and that has really helped me stay focused on the colors I'm using and to not have a crazy color palette and introduce new colors that are not really necessary and take attention away from the main focal point, which would be, in this case, my OC Rena. Now, this is still really hard, and I feel like even all artists still struggle with this. Or like if you're just so perfect and you haven't struggled with this. I know there's some who have, because even in this illustration, I even struggled with having my OC Rena being the main focal point of this drawing. And to be honest, I just think that's because Rena is a colorful character and she already has like all complementary colors on her. And then in the background it's like graffiti and stuff. So even with that, I had to find a way to make her stand out from the background, even though there is graffiti and like bright colors and stuff like that. And that also moves me on, like, not to my next point, but me building upon this, is that take your time also, because you might want to use color line art, or you want to include line variation and line weight into your illustration. Both of these things really take your art to the next level, and you'll only be able to do it if you take your time, plan ahead, and spend a little bit longer on the things we hate and dislike the most. By the way, I just feel like I need to say this. Personally, I'm a young artist, and all these tips I'm sharing with you guys is from my own experience. So if it doesn't really line up on what you want your art to look like, or blah blah blah, these are just all suggestions, and you can do whatever with this knowledge that you want to. Okay, so now I want to talk a little bit about the illustration itself. As you guys can see, I'm inking my OC Rena Jade. Like I already said, I actually created this character with you guys, and I actually have a YouTube video of me like going through the whole process on how I created her and blah 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 blah. Anyway, I wanted to draw her again because I've been getting in this mood of wanting to color and ink and make these big illustrations like in my sketchbook and stuff, and I'm really happy because I've been completing that goal more and more. And that's actually what really made me want to create this video for you guys, because I feel like throughout the process of me creating those big illustrations, I've learned a lot, and I feel like it would be really helpful for you guys to gain some of the knowledge that I learned myself. So yeah, I love the color scheme of this girl, like the bright blue hair. It's gonna get darker in a minute, but the blue hair, the yellow shirt, you know, I just love it. And I feel like I did really good with like I told you guys, the complementary colors like pink, blue, and yellow. Those are all like colors that really look good together. I think the secondary, no, not the secondary colors, but anyway, they look really good together. And I just had a whole bunch of fun coloring this in. Let me know if you guys want to see a video on how I color and just like how I shade and stuff like that. I know I have a lot of other videos I want to get to, like how I edit my videos and filling the last page of my sketchbook because I only have 3 more pages left. So, but you guys can always leave me suggestions for video ideas. I won't forget, I'll write them down and get to them whenever I can. But yeah, so after I was all done coloring the girl, I went back to my scrap paper, which is the paper I use to plan ahead and to kind of give me an idea of what all the colors will look like together. So I'm actually swatching all these purple markers down because the graffiti that's actually right behind her, I wanted to make sure I had the right colors that will look best behind her and kind of complement the warm background. So that's just basically what I was planning for. Because don't you hate it when you start coloring and then you pick up the wrong marker and you don't swatch it down first, so you just bring it straight to your illustration and then you realize that, oh shoot, I picked up the wrong marker. That's happened to me way too many times. So like I previously told you guys and shared with you guys, this is me taking my time, swatching down on the markers, making sure the colors I want to use looks right with each other and complements each other. And yeah, this is just me taking my time and starting to color the graffiti behind her. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much. You are a true peach-tastic peep. Make sure you like and subscribe. But I'm back because I have another tip or another step that I take when doing my illustrations. So my next one, which is I think number 4, number 5, I kind of lost count, but it is to look at reference photos. So I look at reference photos because it helps me learn new things and it helps me see what I'm trying to create. So for example, this graffiti, like I did not know how to do graffiti at all. Like I didn't know how to do graffiti. So I looked up like graffiti fonts, and there's so much different artists who just have like the whole alphabet in different fonts. So this is one, of course, because I didn't necessarily make it up. I did kind of do a spin-off on my own thing, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. And there's just so much different graffiti fonts and so much different things that is just so creative that you can take inspiration by or just basically copy it verbatim, but use it in your own way, you know what I mean? Looking at reference photos is never, ever considered cheating. That was a misconception that a lot of artists told beginner artists. No, absolutely not. Even the greatest of greatest, like Leonardo da Vinci and all these amazing artists, looked at something. I mean, come on now. The Mona Lisa, that's a person. Whether or not if she was an actual being, it's a portrait. You have to have known some type of facial structure or some type of knowledge. Reference photos are just there to help you fill in the blanks of some information or some knowledge that you may not know. So please don't ever feel bad for using reference photos. And if you're not using reference photos, Pinterest, that's the way to go. That's the way to go. And if you're new to Pinterest, go ahead and follow me. My account name is Peaches Palette. Okay, so we're heading towards the end of the video, and as of right now, I am just adding in all the details. I had so much fun coloring this whole illustration in. I'm pulling out my Ohuhu skin tone markers and putting away my Prismacolor set, which I basically just keep a whole bunch of pens and pencils in. But yeah, as you guys can see, I'm just getting my markers so that way I can color in the girl that's on top, waiting for her turn to go inside the bowl. Just basically just finishing all the little sketches I have left. And yeah, I had actually a lot of fun just coloring this little part in. It was like really satisfying, and it's really cool to see it time lapse. I kind of gave her a pastel color scheme like Rena, but of course, since I can't see like her whole body and just her legs, I added it to her shoes. And then moving on to the rest of the graffiti. To be honest, I really didn't show you guys like my process on me coloring the graffiti just because I just didn't, so I wanted to include that. As you can see, it's SP was here, so that was kind of like a hint for Splatter Spider, like Splatter Spider was here. That's my spider sona, by the way. Just wanted to put that in there. And then right now I'm just inking Rena again. I thought this was a really cool idea because if you watch any Spider-Man movie, which I actually have, I finally watched the movie and it's just it's everything I ever wanted and more. It's beautiful. Anyway, Hobby. He like switches between different skins, I guess, and I kind of took inspiration to do that with my character because she's not actually there. It's just like her there again, but obviously it's not her because she's right there. Anyway, I just did that and inked it in and shaded it in, and here's the final product. I do end up going in and adding the finishing details, which is the 5th tip or the 5th thing I do when I create new illustrations. And yeah, I hope you guys like it. There's that, and I'm going to show you guys when the page and illustration is complete. 3, 2, 1. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned something. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down something in the comments because I absolutely love reading you guys' comments. Here's some old art of her before I colored this illustration in. You can see how much I really improved. This drawing I really don't like. And then the girl next to her is her best friend. Maybe I'll talk about her. She is an OC, so a future video maybe? I don't know. I still gotta work on her story. But I hope you have a peach-tastic, perfect, blessed day, and I'll catch you next one. Bye!